Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I am Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over at patreon.com/patreon.com/FS Films. Those $20 supporters being Jeremy Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and L, without whom we will do nearly as much of the things we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. And those of you that for those of you watching live, I have the entire rest of the cast in my ear, and Jack would like to cordially invite me to suck 300 bags of dicks. Um, I'm up to the challenge, but I'm not sure how to coordinate that sort of thing. So we're just going to go ahead and go to the booth while I think about it for a bit.
Than anything else.
My concern is why they're in bags.
That's the first time we've actually gotten him like that.
Safer sex.
We're live.
Like, let's go easy on Sid. It's been a couple of weeks.
It's been a hell of a time.
It's also been a day today. I'm particularly just drained emotionally, so as those bags will be. Anyways.
Heyo.
Well done.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Under the Steel Sky, a Wrath and Glory campaign run by me. I am William/Shawnee. I am your game master for this week. And joining me today, we have Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Aristarchus Dactyl. He's a tech adept, part of the Imperium, and the one who's going to keep the rest of you alive, hopefully.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Remy Mara. He's just kind of a guy.
The word you're looking for is scum.
Definitely not Space Gambit trademark.
I'm not. He is not Space Gambit,
but he does have Space
Lenny
Gambit
from Strange Days.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Tina, an orc pilot.
And Sen.
I'm Sen, and I'm playing Saris Artinos, a inquisitorial acolyte, and also trans rights are human rights, and Black Lives Matter. And that's all I have the energy for today.
And Holly.
I'm Holly. I am playing Blair Hart, a ganger scum.
And Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I will be playing Lorwell Fire, the Eldari Corsair.
And joining us once again, we have Austin.
Hi, I'm Austin, and I'm playing Garrison, and I'm a Drukari.
Garrison, as in kerosene, but with a G?
No, Garrison as in the man of Garrison, from whom Jesus exorcised Legion. A man who is entirely created by demons, which empowered him to do unholy acts of power upon other things.
Totally normal.
I literally had never heard that name before. That's great, actually.
Yeah, no, it's from the New Testament. It's from the Gospels.
It's the
guy with a whole bunch of demons.
The My Name is Legion for We Are Many line. Where that comes from.
I know.
No one of those
Legion,
pigs.
But yeah.
Yes, he was the man of Garrison. Was the man who had Legion within him.
Yeah, Gergesa was a region in the Palestine kind of territory. Anyway, I'm digging back into my Bible knowledge. Let's move on.
Small update. Dad's good.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Huzzah.
Dad's everywhere. Breathe a sigh of relief.
So, when last we left off, the group had proceeded to investigate some news retrieved by the Hostile Hearts that individuals matching the signs and symbols of the mysterious cultists that had been encountered previously were recently seen in the vicinity of Cannon Square, a memorial site of the last battle for the unification of this world with the Imperium of Man. at which location they discovered the primary thing they discovered immediately was the presence of blasphemous graffiti declaring death to the false emperor. Damn it, Jack. Declaring death to the false emperor with the 8-pointed star of chaos drawn just beneath. Investigating nearby camera sequences, Aristarchus was nearly attacked by scrap code that attempted to infect his system, but managing to scrub the dangerous demonic code from the computer system, he was able to salvage an amount of vidcam footage revealing the perpetrators of this graffiti. But in that time, the group had been assumed to be the perpetrators by one particular lumbering brute of the Chosen, one of the major gangs of the Underhive, who started and immediately ended a fight with Garrison in the exact same moment, as both of them took each other down. And only the Drukhari, somehow in an odd turn of events for any Drukhari, had someone willing to keep them alive.
Who was that?
Now I have a Drukhari that owes me a favor.
Oh,
I got some bad news about Drukhari and them paying up on their favors.
Aristarchus, why?
Because you told me to.
Yeah, because Sarah said, keep
That's
them
fair.
alive. We still have use, but not too alive.
Keep
Barely
them,
alive,
Keep them in an easily
if you will.
killable state. Got it.
Basically, yeah.
Which the dice were fortunate enough to allow me to do.
But with that, Remy, deciding he did not want to be associated with whatever was going to happen when the crowd realized who exactly had just killed a member of the Chosen, left to go back to the Hostile Hearts hideout.
Remy has more common sense than anyone else here, it seems.
Also, the stream is powered by Sirenscape.
Yes, and the stream is powered by Sirenscape.
She says as she turns on the music.
And with that, we'll pick up first with the group that is still at the church in Cannon Square. Remy has walked off to go home. Tina has followed behind stealthily.
So stealthy.
I rolled 4. It was good.
But the rest of you still have this square, with Aristarchus having just relayed the camera footage that he had discovered of the two individuals, one dressed in black armor and leather, another in rags and chains. The man identified as Tycho, and the woman unidentified as yet, but identifiable as a psyker of some variety.
So yeah, that's apparently you put up all this
Were you relaying
blasphemous
this,
painting.
Were you relaying this verbally or visually?
Is it able to be viewed by other people, or is this something that only Aristarchus can
There is an
see
interaction
because-
console. You could theoretically relay the footage to everyone if you wanted to show it.
Okay. He'll sort of pull everybody around in a sort of, hey, gather up around this console and use your bodies to make sure nobody else can see this happening. And basically hit play on that bit then. So you see the two show up and set the stage for everything, and then the psyker woman whose hair blows out in a non-existent wind, and he'll just be narrating. That's the one she calls Tycho, and this is where it looks like she inflicted the code on the machine spirits network here. And yeah, that's about the size of it.
Do I recognize the attire of Tycho?
Roll me a scholar check. We'll say difficulty 3 just to get baseline information.
Is that something that Aristarchus would have access to at all, or is that outside his sphere of
That's
experience?
probably outside your purview.
Okay, no worries.
Do we have any glory right now?
No, glory resets to 0 at the start of the session.
Right, okay. So that should be changed.
Oh yeah.
Objective.
Oh yes, everyone should
Oh,
roll
yeah.
for their objectives.
Do you roll or
Alright,
just pick?
Robert.
You can choose if one stands out to you. Otherwise, you can just roll.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll roll.
I realized that I have forgotten to log into
I appreciate the suspense we were in up until.
Right.
That's
One of these days, I'll remember to have people roll for objectives at the start of the game.
It's
Look, it's like rolling
Destiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
now question because you can set. Can you complete any objectives, or can you only complete the
You can
focus?
only complete the one that you get for the session.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the one that I got is the one that I was thinking about just taking anyway. So the dice agree.
There you go.
You can try and go for the full.
Go for the full six
yeah,
set
the whole-
stat.
Every time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're doing this.
Sorry.
Just as a fun moment, let's go around and see what everyone's objectives were. So Aristarchus.
Reminisce about a forge world you have visited and compare it to your current location.
Nice. What did Remy get?
It was recount a desperate act of survival you once made. Don't see that happening. That would require him opening up.
Just a bit. Mara.
Customize a piece of war gear.
Easy enough. Sen.
Cleanse the filth of the enemy with holy flame.
Hell yeah.
I have a
Holly, what'd you
flamethrower,
get?
just point me in.
Have-
the
Same
direction.
one as last week. Use gang sign.
Oh yeah. Austin.
Apply your cruelty and cunning to trick or ambush a foe.
So yeah. So
And Julia.
Apply your superior intellect and sensitivity to prophecy to carry out a perfect plan.
I have bad news about who
Don't
in
see
the
that.
room would be considered an enemy that I can cleanse with holy flame.
Aristarchus
I
has done
don't know.
nothing to you.
I was gonna say, Remy thinks you've got bigger fish to fry right now, so I'm fine.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So to recap for Sen, who was not here last week,
Mhm.
essentially, the breakdown is that these two individuals seem to walk into frame at the side of this church, and there's a brief conversation between the two of them where Tycho seems to mention that he's wondering if they non-specific of who they are will take the bait, and if so, then everything will play out according to their plans if they decide to act on it. And then the psyker, who refers to the individual as Tycho, says that we should probably hurry because she's only going to be able to keep eyes off of them for so long. And then Tycho says, we mustn't rush this. And by the way, could you handle the cameras? And then the psyker turns and her hair begins to blow in the breeze as something affects the cameras. And the next salvageable footage is after they're done and have left.
So I've tried to roll my scholar check 4 times and nothing's happening.
Anyone else unable to roll checks? I'm gonna have to reset the API.
Let me check and see.
That's the thing. I don't know if we have to edit API for this. Do we?
Yeah, no,
It
it's
does-
not
it
responding
does-
for
Yeah, no,
me
no.
either.
There
It
are
does
no
have
rolls.
an API. One
It
second.
is not
okay.
rolling.
Yep. Yeah.
Go forth and reset the API.
Let me reset the API.
So Aristarchus
the
reaches
appy.
out into the warp, readjusts reality. Just
Just a little
tech.
bit.
That's
Just,
my
just,
job.
just.
God, John,
Yep.
you've done this more than I have. What's the quick way to reset the API?
You just go into game settings and API.
Game settings.
It's like an option on the drop down when you're on the launchpad page.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, right. The mod API scripts.
Yeah. Mask of Blackness goes roll 20 is amazing when it works. Yeah, it is when it works.
Disable script and restart API sandbox and enable script.
And then we all have to refresh.
Restart API sandbox.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
Refreshing. Yum. We make the
Cucumber
same fucking joke.
Cucumber water is delicious.
I said it was refreshing.
It
Yeah,
is
there you go.
refreshing too.
All right, now everyone should be able to refresh and then get access to the rolls again. Try it.
Let's
You may have to
see
try it
what
one more time
happens.
because I did have to
Yep.
refresh a couple. Yeah, there we
Nope.
go.
Let's try chicken dinner.
There we go. So
Three
you get exactly
successes.
the 3 that you needed.
With a complication, it looks like.
Yes, indeed. Um,
The complication
So
is I know
the-
this person.
you do not recognize the name Tycho. However, you suspect that if you find the right information data bank or the right terminals and data records here on this planet, you might be able to find more about them. But the thing that you do recognize about their armor is that a lot of it is modified military issue. Like they're definitely wearing what looks to be Imperial Guard attire that has been repainted, modified in a few places, added some extra bits. But that is military guard issue flak armor with a military guard gas mask, with a guard issue las gun slung over their shoulders.
Any specific, from the design, do I get any idea what guard regimen? Or is it too chaotic, too tainted by chaos to tell?
It's very heavily modified. It doesn't really stand out as the original design of any particular regiment. A lot of it has been like beaten out of shape, added spikes to it, hammered into different formations.
See, Astra Militarum, right?
Astra Militarum, Imperial
Yeah.
Guard, yeah.
So just like looking at the footage as you're recounting Aristarchus. Well, it looks like we've got a traitorous member of the Astra Militarum pulling strings around here.
Right, that seems bad.
And the thing that you're putting together is that if the person leading these chaos cultists is a Astra Militarum vet, that would explain how, even if the individual soldiers are not at all that well trained, they can pull off organized tactics like assaulting a hospital.
Yeah. What it means is that they've got, if it's a trained veteran, or corrupted veteran, then they're going to have access to military tactics and also some level, most likely, of military supplies. So, formerly disorganized groups of gangers will have access to more advanced technology than they had previously and the tactics to use them well. This seems like the beginnings of a full-on, well, invasion's not quite the right word because they're already here. But
Insurrection, maybe.
that, yes.
We think this Tycho bloke's in charge, then?
Not likely. If he was in charge, he wouldn't have shown up on the cameras in the first place. This was left here as bait. He mentioned...
Well, yeah, they talked about bait.
Yes, but the symbol's not the only part of bait. He wouldn't have shown up in his full regalia there if he was trying to not be seen on cameras.
Especially since he had the sight to mention, oh, take care of the cameras. I can only imagine even one of your kind would have the sense to wipe the cameras before having such an incriminating conversation.
Yes, it's true. So the question then becomes, who is the trap for? And I look towards the Drukhari. Tell me again why you're here.
Because she who whispers is here, and if she's here, I'm going to kill whoever might be involved with her. And the killing part will be the best thing that I do then.
And do I know who she who whispers? Was this no?
She who whispers is one of the many pseudonyms for Slanesh.
So that's okay. I got it.
Because the
Sorry,
Drukhari,
she who thirsts. That was
she
the
who
word I meant
thirsts.
to use.
Yeah, she who thirsts. The Whispering One, the Whispering God, the
Yeah.
Prince of Pleasure, etc.,
Similar to the
etc.,
Eldar,
etc.
the Eldari, the Drukhari don't
The
like saying her name.
the Drukhari especially do not speak her name because while the Eldar fear that she'll pay attention, the Drukhari know that she'll pay attention.
Well, she is.
And
She is actively paying
what do
attention.
because I wasn't here to make the rolls yesterday, what do I know about the Drukhari culturally?
I'll just go off the information that's already been shared a little bit. The Drukhari culturally are fucking murderous psychopaths of the Eldari, they tend to operate in small bands of pirates and slavers, as far as the Imperium is aware of them, and they all tend to be very strike and fade tactics of appear, do something, disappear back into nothing again.
And pray they don't take you alive.
Generally, yeah.
Uh,
And they are well known for inflicting horrific torment and wielding deadly weaponry.
Now, are they? I, the player, am often confused about some of the terminology used. Are they intrinsically chaos aligned, or
No, they're actually specifically the
they're
opposite.
Very
Okay.
anti-chaos.
Gotcha.
But they are intrinsically evil. Like,
yeah,
they can't not be evil or they die.
Yeah, they literally have to torture people to survive. It keeps them living. However, they do that specifically to avoid interacting with chaos.
gotcha. Okay, so enemy of my enemy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Are you currently free roaming or on the ground, barely conscious? Because I got the impression you got severely injured.
Standing.
Garrison is standing with one wound left.
Okay. Well,
Thankfully, I can derive pleasure from anyone's pain, including my own.
yeah. Well, then we might just get the chance. We need to. Aristarchus, do you have a mental map of the hive in this area or no?
Let me see if I can find something. Can I like dig into a cogitator
You need
nearby
to-
and see if I can?
While you're
Finding an accurate map of this region is going to be difficult. Roll me Tech DN5.
While you're doing
Okay.
that, we need to look for any sort of Astra Militarum or what is it, military auxia for the
Military auxilia.
or military auxilia, either equipping post, armory, barracks, records, anything that we can get to nearby.
Not a lot of information here.
If we have to go back up, we will, though that would be tricky.
Yep. Nope. I only got one success.
That's the second ruin that I get.
Oh, hey. Yep.
Aristarchus, would you like to roll a D6?
Yes, I would like to roll a d6.
Do I know?
how much
of
for-
any-
That's a 1.
I'm at 9 right now.
Do I know of anywhere in the Underhive that we could find that information?
Not in the Underhive. Astra Militarum does not generally operate anywhere near the Underhive.
All right.
You said that was a 1?
Yep, that's a 1.
She would make it clear that defunct Astra Militarum would also potentially work.
Also, would probably still like the closest thing you have to defunct Astra Militarum gear is the cannons in Cannon Square.
Yeah.
Lost item. You lose an item that is important, or at least temporarily. I'm gonna say that you're gonna have to repair your one of your scanning tools because it shorts in the attempt
Okay.
to find a map.
Gotcha. So would that be my data slate or my combi tool?
We'll say your data slate shorts out.
Okay. Oh, Omniscience bloody bounce.
Probably
You'll have to fix
Aristarchus.
that.
Now, there's some sort of shortage between this connection. The data slate's taking a bit of a turn on me. All right, I'll have to recalibrate that when we get back to.
Look over at Blair, because Remy's not here, right? Remy went elsewhere.
Correct.
Did we?
So did Tina.
Tina followed Remy. Were we told where Remy went, or did we just go?
I believe Remy mentioned they're heading back to the hideout.
Maybe.
I'm
I-
pretty
They
sure.
said they were
I'm pretty
said
sure they were
leaving.
explicit on it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you were overtly verbal on at least telling Blair.
That's very
I'll meet
possible.
you back at the hideout. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yes, no, I did specifically say I'll meet you back there. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
In that case, we'll turn to Blair. Blair, where in this area of the Undercity would you consider where you would first consider stockpiling large amounts of ammunition, and then where would you last consider stockpiling large amounts of ammunition?
Where would I?
Roll me a cunning test real quick.
Like, where's the best place and the worst place? Because both of those might be relevant.
Diff 2. Diff 4. You have an additional amount. You have an additional bonus die on this because of your archetype ability. So roll an extra d6.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Mhm.
Oh,
Hey.
Just roll one more d6. We'll use that first one. Okay. Yeah, you're a little short. But you can come up with a little bit of information. Generally speaking, as far as places where large amounts of material could be stored without being observed and being obvious, the best place you could think of is as I forget the name of this gang. 1 second. Mortis Veritas territory, because nobody goes in and out of Mortis Veritas territory.
that's the best place.
That's the only place that you could think of where large amounts of weapons and ammo could be stored without people spotting them.
And the other question was, what would be the worst place?
Where's the worst place? You're not sure where the worst place would be.
Okay, sorry. Say that name one more time. Mortis
Veritas.
Veritas. Okay. I don't know the worst place, but the best place is Mortis Veritas.
Who are they?
They're another gang, right?
Yeah, they are the gang of like subversive and mysterious gangers who are rarely ever seen and keep very close eye on their territory and do not let anyone in or out generally.
Are they one of the big three gangs?
Yeah, they're the second of the big three.
They're one of the large three gangs, and they're very secretive.
Are they so secretive that whether or not they might be in league with a traitor guardsman would be unknown, or more likely, less likely?
Barely anyone knows anything about them aside from that they exist. So it'd be really hard to know that information.
All I know is they exist. It's gonna be real difficult to come by that information unless you run into one of them.
So my thoughts on the subject are, she says, just sort of stepping away from the computer that fried Aristarchus' data slate, just in case. My thoughts on the matter are that if I were trying to stage some sort of insurrection, and I wanted to gather support from the Underhive, I would have a large amount of equipment, someplace that would be able to be stored securely and also able to be shown off to entice people into joining. Hence, best and worst place. We might need to ask around, and for that we might need to go acquire Remy again. Or wander around long enough until we start getting shot at again. Eventually, the bodies will lead us to the weaponry. That might take a long time, though.
That's a bad plan.
It is. It's not actually a plan. It's more of a consequence.
I can ask around, but I don't know if I'll find anything.
Well, let's go find our informant then.
Meanwhile, Remy, you've made your way back to the Hostile Hearts hideout.
Right.
It's taken a while. There's been several transit hops. But you standing once again, are you going to wait outside or inside?
I need to check. I know you done a. Did I see you?
You
I
did.
think I did. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
you did. That was why I did the air quotes on stealthily because you had seen them.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna head in because that's probably gonna force Tina to head in, and we don't want to be just hanging out outside, looking super suspicious, or B, bringing attention to the place.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm heading in.
So, you head inside.
Mhm.
There's only a handful of the hostile hearts currently still inside the hideout. There's Sheila, the woman with the shotgun, and a couple
Mhm.
of the other younger girls. Most of them are just sort of hanging around as you walk in.
Howdy.
Welcome back,
They'll
Remy.
be back. I just came early.
Right. Anything interesting to report?
Oh, you know what? I do not want to. I'm sure there is a certain information flow in your organization, and I don't want to get in the middle of that because the person who gets in the middle is usually the one who gets punched.
I mean, fair enough. Guess I can just ask Blair when she gets back.
Don't worry. I'm sure there will be plenty of information communicated via heightened voices and strenuous use of diaphragms.
Fair enough. Grab a seat if you want.
All right, Tina, you coming in?
Oh, no. Tina's gonna stay outside. If you go inside, I can't find any of these people. If I stay outside,
There
I
might be a
might-
fight.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna stay outside.
Tina's logic is beautiful.
Thank you.
You know what? There's nothing I can say that would even counteract that. There's no.
She's absolutely right.
Yep.
Unless you want to throw somebody up for a
The
fight
logic-
inside.
The logic on this orc is airtight.
Yeah.
Also, if somebody does come to kill us over that whole situation, that's going to be my early warning sign. So there you go. This works perfectly for me.
Everything according to plan.
Yep.
Remy, go ahead and roll
I'm
me
gonna
an
start
awareness test real
drinking.
quick. Yeah, roll me, good on you. Roll me an awareness test.
All right.
Oh, did anyone loot the guy you killed?
Oh, he's scrap. Like he was made of bionics and scrap.
Reloads?
Oh yeah, you get
Hey,
reloads. off him.
glory! I mean,
Yep.
assuming you succeeded.
Oh yeah, you succeeded and gain a glory. No room for a shift though.
Dope. That's fine.
Speaking of early warning signs, it's probably about 30 minutes after you get back, while you're still waiting, having a drink.
My third drink by now.
Yeah. You set it down. It's going to be a while before the rest of the party gets back. There's a lot of public transit to try and take. It's you're crossing miles on miles of infrastructure to try and get back here.
Assuming that they ever make it back and aren't killed on the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And you set your drink down for a second. You sort of lean back, pull out a low stick, have a
Right.
smoke while you're drinking. And you, out of the corner of your eye, it would be imperceptible if you weren't, looking directly at it. The drink that you just set on the table ripples.
Okay.
And that's about all the warning sign you have before everything shakes.
Fuck
The entire
me. All right.
Hostile Hearts hideout begins to shake.
I'm doing two things. I'm grabbing the drink because that's important, and I'm assuming that random earthquakes out of nowhere is not a common thing.
Not in this area, especially not this many layers up above ground level.
All right. Well, then I am getting outside so
You
that
have-
a building does not collapse upon me.
You have that thought, and as you stand up to start moving somewhere,
Well
an
done.
iron girder falls down through the ceiling and lands in front of you.
Where am I?
You're outside, and you just see everything start to shake. You feel like
you
the ground around you starts to shake too.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking up. Did somebody throw something through?
No,
or
that
did
was
just
the shaking
fall?
got intense and something that fell.
Okay.
And you can see the rest of the girls that are here are trying to. There's an immediate panic as the rest of the girls are trying to get everybody who's inside out.
So just to be clear, the half second you took to grab the drink saved your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you
That's
go.
what. Yes. Trust your instincts, folks. So yeah, I down what's left, and I'm
You are two steps.
mostly racing my way out.
You are 2 steps away from the door.
Actually, how sturdy is this table?
Fairly sturdy.
Like fairly sturdy or sturdy?
It's a solid like iron table. Like it's probably can withstand some punishment.
Oh, good. Then I'm not doing the dumb thing. I'm getting under the table.
Mhm.
Because I'm assuming I may be wrong here, but my perception of this is narrow streets, tall buildings.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, outside's a death wish.
Oh yeah. Outside, Tina,
Yeah.
debris of nearby buildings begins to come down.
I'm looking around for. I'm trying to figure out what's causing it. What is something big coming? What's happening?
You look down, and you can see lights of distant explosions, way down.
Oh.
And if you can see them from here, that means big explosions.
Whoa. Okay. Do I know where the explosions are? I don't know if
Oh, no.
how familiar I am with the layout. What just exploded? Do I have any idea?
Probably some kind of
Never
support
saw
structure
Tina
way down.
again.
Oh. Okay.
That would explain why everything up here is starting to fall.
The Sector 7 plate is falling.
We need to get out. I'm yelling inside.
And yeah, several of the hostile hearts are trying to run out. There are still Remy and 2 other hearts in the building when the floor gives out.
At this moment, I am reaching up from under the table and grabbing the bottle and bringing it under.
I help grab people?
Roll me a as the floor gives out. Roll me a athletics.
All right,
You like the image
here
of-
we go.
Hand up, grab, like slapping around, catch the bottle, and that's when the floor falls. So it's just
I got 2.
So yeah, one of the 2 remaining that is still inside. You reach out a hand and grab as the floor begins to give out. So only one of the hostile hearts, whose name you did not know, and Remy plummet into the dark.
Right. Well, cannonball.
You
Person on solid ground, cannonball down.
you set the hostile heart down, and you sort of look down as the rubble disappears out of sight. Nothing for it, and there's the orc war cry. Is the whoa just leaves your lips as you
Yep.
dive down.
Sometimes you have to follow Mork, and sometimes you have to follow Mork. And just this is the latter.
Look,
Or
if
from
there's
I
those
don't
kinds of
know.
explosions, there has got to be an awesome fight down there, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas from under the table is just a whoop. And
You
not
may die
much more
today.
than that.
But you won't die sober.
Goddamn right.
Amazing.
Cutting away from that for a second. The rest of you are getting off of the final bit of transport that puts you back into the sector of the Undercity that the hideout is in. And it's just after you get off of the tram that you feel aftershocks.
Right, that's not good.
That is not good.
Right.
Awareness checks.
Sure.
Can I tell what direction this is coming from?
It's an earthquake. You can't really tell direction on
Okay.
those. Well, city quake.
One.
Ooh.
Actually, not. I'm gonna spend one of my wrath because we start with 2 wrath, right?
You start with 2 rounds, yes.
I'm gonna spend one of my wrath to reroll that. So 2 successes.
So, in
Or for
particular,
Aristarchus.
in this particular instance, the complications don't really mean anything because it's just being aware. So Garrison, you're just picking up the tremors. Everyone else. So everyone who got 2 successes. 2 and 3. So Saris, Blair, and Laurel. You are aware of a couple of things. One, these kind of aftershocks should not normally be happening this far up the Underhive. You are several miles from ground level. 2, you start to pick up on distant screams and panic from further into the sector. Aristarchus, your cogitators and signal detectors that are built into your body, and especially in your eye, start to pick up dispersion light scattering from further down. That matches the bloom of high yield explosive ordnance being detonated at the base of the hive.
This is somebody trying to take out a foundational stanchion or 2 and have a significant impact on structural integrity for at least a decent chunk of the underhive is what he's pulling up.
Now, what you know about this is that hives are built massively and sprawlingly. You suspect this tremor won't even make it all the way up to mid-hive, but it will cause untold damage to some significant portion of the underhive.
Right.
Blair is gone as soon as this happens. She's running to the hideout.
Aristarchus is kind of looking at Saris like, are we following? What are we doing here? That's a pretty focused explosion there, Mum.
Can you calculate a route?
Oh, yeah. And he points at Blair, who is disappearing. Anything that doesn't end up with her falling several miles into the underhive is probably safe to walk across.
I meant down, but we should chase after her.
Oh, that. Give me a moment. I'll start working on it.
Calculate while we move, and then following after Blair.
So Aristarchus is just in full-on data acquisition mode and trying to figure out if he can, as we move, pick out data points that would help him triangulate to where this probably originated and if there's any sense of the safest way down that direction.
Yeah. You start to compile what transit actually goes down that far into the underhive in your head, and just try and piece together what'll be affected by the explosions, what won't, what might be viable.
Could make this calculation a lot easier if I had my bleeding data slate.
Yeah. Meanwhile, everyone else moves on with you as well. Blair, you're the first one to get there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Hostile Hearts hideout was, there was a hole.
Alright.
There are about 4 of your girls still around who have found shelter and ridden out the worst of the explosions and the collapses. They're very gingerly trying to find their way around. Some of the floor is still collapsing, and they're trying to very gingerly find out where they can walk safely. And there's the smell, the strong rising smell of smoke from far down.
Blair's gonna get in there and help them out. And is Sheila among them?
Yeah, Sheila is among those who are still out here.
Okay, she'll ask her what happened. Are we missing anyone?
Uh, in order, I don't know what happened. Everything just started shaking, and then shit started falling from the sky. Um, Layla and Remy were still inside when the floor gave out.
How far down does it look?
You can't see the bottom.
Cool. Is there any way that she could get safely down? Does it look like?
Not from here. Like,
Okay.
you could probably find another way to get down, but then you'd be searching for wherever they ended up landing if they weren't just immediately splatter on impact. Which it would take a miracle.
Well, that's one less person I have to pay.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Remy, you awake to pain. Everything is on fire. You think you might have several broken bones.
Okay.
You can feel the weight of iron girders sitting across your shoulders,
Got it.
but you're alive. By some miracle of the Emperor, you still draw breath.
Damn it.
Thought this time would
Listen, when
take.
you just wake up and this is what you feel, sometimes dead is better, as a Stephen King protagonist said.
I'm just waiting for Tina to land.
Get to that in a second.
5 seconds later, you just feel nothing anymore.
I'm still alive.
Tina, you're fine. Something squishy broke your fall.
You reckon
man.
It's just
Yeah,
like one of those
in a moment.
scenes of and just like if you've ever like run over a jelly donut, just
How much experience do you have running over jelly donuts?
More than 0?
Look, Jeremy lives
Some-
in
some things
Jeremy
you
lives
don't
in
need ex-
Portland.
Some things you don't need experience in directly to
Right.
know what the phenomena is going to be like. Mhm.
yep,
Fair enough.
yep.
I just imagine that the roads in Portland are just covered in jelly donuts constantly.
But
Not really.
your vision sort of swims in and out,
Ah,
but as it
oh.
as it focuses, you look up, and the first thing you see is a pair of bare feet wearing steel manacles. There is a set of tattered rags adorning the legs.
Okay.
That's that guy from Street Fighter. You're safe. It's fine.
These the legs approach you slowly.
Hello?
You look up as everything sort of comes into focus, and kneeling down in front of you is an emaciated figure of a woman. Her skin is deathly pale, like she hasn't seen the sun in a very long time.
Okay.
The outfit that she wears is made of tattered, torn robes. Her hair is long and black and drapes to about mid-back. On her wrists, like her ankles, are broken manacles, and her eyes are a bright, vibrant purple with black running eyeliner along the sides.
Okay.
She's covered in small scars and looks like she hasn't eaten in a very long time. She is practically skin and bones. But she kneels down to look at you. Well, someone, by grace or misfortune, still stayed alive.
Hi.
Poor little thing. You must be in an awful amount of pain.
Oh no, it's just fucking Peachy.
There's a smile, but there's no life in it. It's the smile of someone who doesn't know any happiness, but is just going through the motion.
I'm looking up
You
where
can
I
see.
fell.
Yeah. It's black. There's just pitch darkness up
Okay.
there. There's nothing still falling, for what it's worth.
So, hi, how are you? You've got me at a bit of a distance. Could you maybe, like, I'm a little stuck at the moment.
Would you like some assistance? She says.
You get this shit off me.
She reaches a hand up, and dark energies begin to crackle between her fingers.
Oh, fuck me.
As she holds up a hand, and you feel the air around you grow cold as ice begins to form on the metal around you. And she seems on the verge of doing something, and you're certain it's not going to be good, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Not better.
And then you hear another voice, a deeper one, masculine. Janaea, come on. Leave whatever insects fail to be fully squashed to their fate. We have more important business to be done. And she stops. The energy earths itself. She shrugs. Very well, Tycho. She stands and turns and walks away.
Now, I heard the original of the first time it was played through, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I'll see you later.
The woman disappears, whose name you caught was Janaea.
Yeah.
And as you look up, you see the black leather armor and military flak gear of Tycho as he waits for her to approach. He gives her a look, and for someone who just about held your life in your hands, you see her shrink for a second. And he says nothing, but turns and walks, and you see her follow after, her shoulders just a little bit more slumped.
No, that's okay. I'll get myself out perfectly fine. All right. Think. Looking around. Help!
It's a couple minutes later that you hear rubble shifting. And you see, a moment later, Tina appears on the scene.
Oh, thank fuck.
Hey!
As
Remy!
you see, as Tina tosses an iron girder aside and is holding the unconscious form of the other of the hostile heart who had fallen over one shoulder.
Sup?
You do not look good.
Oh no, I'm peachy. I'm perfectly fine.
I lift whatever is on
I
Remy off.
might even have 60% of my blood still in my body. What took you?
Tina, you didn't fall straight down because you knew that would probably kill you. So you
Yeah.
as you dropped down, you just caught on things that came by and just sort of swung and Tarzan'd your way down the stacks until you hit the bottom.
Naturally, it's pretty simple.
She plinkoed.
Goat.
Please. Plinked.
I'll just stand there. Help!
Yeah, so Tina, roll me an athletics check. I just want to see how
Okay,
easy it is for you.
cool.
Hot damn!
7.
Nice.
With a glory.
That's a glory earned.
Sweet.
So yeah, with one hand, not even having to put down the hostile heart that you're carrying, Tina just shoves an arm underneath the rubble that is sitting on Remy and just levers it with a shoulder.
Ow, 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 ow!
Yeah, all of your nerves fire as you're no longer being crushed.
Okay. Shh, we don't know what else is down here. Did you see what did
Yes,
that?
yes. Let's go. Pick me up. Let's go now.
All right.
Less talk, more pick up.
It hurts again when Tina picks you up and throws you over her shoulder.
Humans talk so
With
much.
much
internally.
profanity.
Congratulations
He
on
is
not being
a
irreparably
gracious
broken.
patient. Careful!
So as you look around, having actually
Careful,
been pulled
but
out,
quick.
having been pulled out
Have
of
both
the
of them.
having been pulled out of the rubble, you get to look around and realize that you are actually on terra firma. Like there's rubble and stone everywhere, but you are on the planet's surface rather than anywhere on the city.
Cool. Are we near?
Yes, you are near your tribe.
Perfect. All right. Cool.
Remy's about to meet the family.
Yeah. I'm gonna take you to a safe place.
No. Up.
You're not certain how to get up from here. Like you have to.
And
It'd probably be
do
best
that.
to. It'd probably be best to reorient yourself at the tribe's hideout anyway.
Yeah.
They might have a truck that could get people up without
Yeah.
carrying them and breaking things.
Mm-hmm. And folks might know how to get up from there. I know like 3 directions to get up to the upper levels, and this is not one of them. Come on.
No,
And then I move
this is a
because
bad idea.
you
Ow,
can't
ow,
do
ow!
anything.
Boom, 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 boom.
Amazing.
I'm trying to be both quick and careful.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful
More
I am.
quick than careful, I think.
Yeah.
At least
It's a Gork day.
This is everybody else's fault.
at least Liana is like unconscious, so she's not screaming.
You were the one who insisted that we go
No,
back.
this is everybody's help for other reasons.
So some time passes. Remy, you see like unrecognizable piles of like ancient construction pass by in various different angles. Eventually, the ironwork starts to look less ancient imperial and more patchwork piles of scrap metal. And after a while, they look less patchwork piles of scrap metal and more piles of scrap metal with orc paint all over it.
Home sweet home.
As you continue to walk in, Remy, you hear a very deep, very loud voice that has a similarity in a lot of ways to Tina's call out. Oi! Tina's back! Open the gate!
I'm just gonna stay quiet and let you do the talking.
Good plan.
So
Don't worry, I know you won't. I pat you on the back.
Ow! Do you not understand? Everything is broken.
Not your mouth.
Almost everything is broken.
Tina, you bring these 2 unconscious Yumis inside the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And the first person to greet you is Gorgrod the Big.
Okay.
As you approach, she just sort of stomps over. Tina, what's this you've brought into camp?
Oi.
Got a couple of Yumis?
Yeah, these are ones I'm working with to find where the big fight's gonna happen. I have news about that, by the way.
Ooh. Big Mech Dig Tinker's gonna want to hear that. Well, suppose these 2 ain't snacks then.
No.
All right. You want Doc Rib Snapper to look at him?
I don't think Tina knows that there are I don't know how knowledgeable Tina is about the fact that they
biological
might not
differences?
be able to fix.
I feel like you just heard very quietly. No.
I'm I'm gonna make it roll. Hang on, real quick.
Do it.
No.
Do
To
it.
decide for me personally.
Doc Rib Snapper
I've got
sounds like a lovely
dice
person.
in this. Oh, okay. Nothing. Excellent. Why did it? Oh yeah, because I only have one. Okay.
So what's your answer?
Yeah, we have a doctor in our group, and I don't know, humies are weird, but might be a good idea. Then you can sit there and you won't have to go face the big scary orc, so it'll be fine. It's just,
I don't
the
understand
doc is
anything
great.
you're saying.
Doc is great. He doesn't put any weird things in that you don't want. It's gonna be fine.
I have not
Okay.
given my consent to be treated.
That's fine. You usually don't. You hear a voice come out from a nearby tent.
Tina, I swear to fucking God.
Emperor.
Yeah,
No,
the same
I
thing.
think in this case, God is just all
God,
that's
God, God, Emperor. Yeah.
No, just God.
Just God.
Yeah.
Excellent.
They're on a first name basis.
Can he just wash them and make sure they keep breathing?
Yeah, I can make sure they's not gonna fall over too. Well, he's already fallen over. I was gonna make sure they don't die. Says
Great.
the doc as you look over and see the tall and gangly form of Doc Rib Snapper, the medic of the tribe walks out. He's got a big light on strapped to his head. The good old like manic looking doctor's light. And then he's got one hand ends in a series of mechanical claws that end in buzz saws for cutting bones.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other hand, he's holding a massive horse syringe in the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my money was going to be on fucking blowtorch, but sure.
It's not scarier than Aristarchus. Yep.
There's a trio of Gretchen orderlies running around at his feet who are wearing stereotypical bright blue aprons and masks.
Mm-hmm.
No gloves.
No,
Yeah. Yep.
the mask is what keeps you clean.
Their belief is what keeps them clean.
Yeah.
That's mostly that.
Wait, they're Republicans?
I'll drop the unconscious one off with him. And then Remy, do you want to go see Boss with me? You could tell him what we've been finding.
You know what? I will come with you, and you can do the talking. I will just offer support.
Okay.
So the doc with one hand sort of picks up Liana and just sort of walks back into the tent. All right, let's see what's wrong with you then.
Unconscious.
Yeah, saying to the unconscious person. And that noise sort of disappears into the back as you walk further in with Gorgrod.
He's a very good doctor.
Gorgrod leads you back into the mech shop, where now you hear the sounds of power tools. So rather than whatever that doc was doing, now you hear the big drills and jackhammers, and blowtorches being used. And as you carry Remy in, you see that there's one of those trucks that you had seen earlier. Not the one you drove down, but one of the same model. is currently being orcified in the shop. As you look over and you can see he's welding a big spiked lower jaw to the front bumper just so that it can be properly orky. You can see he's ripped out the original engine and is putting in like a massive 6-cylinder beast, just like jamming it. It's far too large for the compartment of the engine, but he's just jamming it in there, beating it with a hammer until it slots in.
Yeah. Tina's kind of like moved you so you can kind of see things, like just sort of like probably like this now instead of on the shoulder situation.
Yeah. Just like carrying the crook of the elbow.
Yeah. And she's looking longingly over at the truck. Oh, it's a beaut.
Hey, Tina, welcome back. You hear the mechs talk through the welding torch and the welding mask as he sort of stands up for a second and lifts the mask up, and you see another orc. You really can't tell orc faces apart that well, Tina, or not Tina, Remy. But this one in particular has like a pair of like giant goggles underneath the welding mask. And is dressed in the brightest, gaudiest yellow you could possibly imagine. But as you look around and as he looks over, he sort of stomps over, and you realize how much bigger every other orc here is than Tina. Like, Tina's huge. All of these people are fucking massive. So, Tina, what you got to report? I see you's brought a Yumi with you.
Yeah, this one got injured when we kind of fell from the upper levels. But
yeah, we've heard that. Some big naff bombers going off.
Yeah. Don't know where it was coming from, but it destroyed their whole hideout of the lady what you sent me after.
Yeah. So you did meet with him.
Mm-hmm. They're looking into some, I don't remember the term, cultists. And
Right.
it's getting involved with some of the gang warfare.
Spiky boys, hello. Spiky boys is usually a good fight.
Yeah, they did a whole attack on the hospital, which is a real good fight. I drove a flaming truck.
It sounds like right proper fun.
Yeah. And right before we went back to the hideout, before the explosion, so like 2 steps back, we was in the Cannon Square where they did some graffiti, and turns out if you stand near the graffiti, other gangs will come and accuse you of having made the graffiti and will fight you.
That's good to know. Find more of them drawings, we can find more fights, you say.
Yeah.
Write that down, get that.
No.
Hey, you said you were gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I will be quiet as long as the conversation does not lead to mass rioting up in this up above. Up above where we are now. You understand why.
Uh-huh.
A blank look says they do not understand why.
Yeah, that's the mech that looks
Where
down.
you just were.
Uh-huh.
So, Yumi, you got something to say? The giant, massive orc says,
please.
leaning down.
You want to get in Listen, you want to get in fights with whoever you want to get in fights with. I have no problem with that. You're good. I was going to show some good fight places before we got wrapped up in this whole nonsense. But there are places you can do that without involving the people who don't want to be in the fight.
Why wouldn't anybody want to be in a fight? Fight's the best things there is.
And that's why we're fucked. Never mind.
Well, go on. He was going to tell us good fight spots.
better than the one in the square?
Sorry, to clarify, no, I don't currently know where because my brain is a little bit addled because of everything that's happened in the last. I don't know how much time has it actually been at this point.
Like 4 hours.
17 hours since the campaign started.
Oh, since it started, like
12 hours,
maybe
Yeah, we had-
24.
yeah.
Yeah, like one night.
I was gonna say, yeah.
In the past 4 episodes. What are you talking about? I don't know.
Day and a half, whatever.
I've been concussed.
It's been a day, maybe a day and a half. Yeah.
There is these someone's like goading all of these fights though, and we're trying to find out where they are, but we haven't figured that out yet.
That sounds like the people who's looking for a real fight. That's
Yeah.
probably what we want to fight.
Mm-hmm. But Remy here ran off before we had decided where we're gonna go for that, so I don't know that yet. It's his
Inaccurate
fault.
assessment of what happened, but fine. I'm not gonna argue.
Well, sounds like you's on the right path, foe. So good work, Tina.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to hearing when you find where the real fight's gonna be.
Yeah.
Still,
Do-
you need any work done while you's here?
Could we borrow a truck?
Yeah, I think I can lend you a truck. Something fast, something big, something both.
Fast. I think.
All right.
Our group isn't that big.
We're gonna make a requisition roll here. So you're going to roll me your influence, which is going to be a certain amount that I think might be inaccurate on your character sheet because
Yeah,
probably
it's
based on
actually-
fellowship.
It is for my influence. It's based on
your strength. Yeah.
yeah, which is it has gone up. I think since I made the character. Hang on, let me look at my wherever I have that information. Yeah, you calculate influence using strength instead of fellowship. So my strength right now is 3. So influence is 3 dice.
Well, it's a modifier on your strength. 1 second.
Oh, is it?
Detail, traits, social traits. Influence is equal to baseline. It is equal to your fellowship -1, so it'd be your strength -1.
Yep. So it's 2. It was accurate already. Okay.
Okay. So, roll me 2 dice.
All right.
Hey, you got
2.
two. You got 2 icons.
That's decent. That feels decent.
So I can't give you this thing forever. Gonna need it back, but I can give you one of me buggies. That'll get you there faster. Not as big and tough as a truck, but it'll go real quick.
Okay.
So it's red.
Oh yeah. So, follow me this way. And
All right.
Big Mech walks over to a different garage.
I will follow.
This garage that he leads you in is massive and smells of rubber. As you look around, you can see there are rows on rows of small buggies, which are. You ever seen a like a dune buggy, like
Yep.
the big tires, kind of
Yeah.
wireframey, like
Perfect.
that, but orky.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like that sort of vaguely roundish shape with giant fat tires, but with like spikes everywhere and teeth marks. And there's a passenger seat that has a machine gun nailed to it.
Perfect. Excellent. It's beautiful.
There's a giant engine in the back that spits flames when it's started up.
Can I make some modifications before we take it?
Yeah, you
For
just
a
need to
spin.
you need to snazz up your kit.
Yeah.
Use the workbench over there. What you want to do?
First, I need a lot of glitter and some paint.
All right.
Yeah. Basically, I want to change the paint color a little bit to add some more to actual flames on it that are sort of like glitter embedded.
All right, get to work.
It's not going to be stealthy at all.
Nah.
I don't know,
Go ahead
the red
and
ones
roll
go
me.
faster, so it has to be.
Yeah.
Just roll me pilot. I just want to see it.
Okay.
Just to customize your own vehicle.
7.
Nice.
And I got a wrap die in there.
But with a complication.
Yeah.
It's purple.
So we're going to up my ruin to 10.
To
I might-
shreds, you say?
Roll me a d6. If you wouldn't
D6.
mind.
Alrighty. It's a 6.
Ooh.
Either very good or very bad. I feel
Just like the idea that
Yeah.
you have customized this thing to where it is physically impossible for it not to be noticed if it passes by.
I have
Like,
I found a button here that says the sound Remy made when the ground fell out. I don't know how many of you are listening to Science right now, but the audience is.
I didn't hear anything.
Didn't hear.
Nope.
Oh, I heard.
That is not accurate. I described it. It's
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
whoop.
whoop. But yeah, so the 6 is warp interference.
Oh, fun. Okay.
yes.
Cool times. Cool times.
So, you know what? This is really cool. I like this. So as you're painting these flames onto this truck or onto this buggy, it's just something in the back of your head, like a drum beat that you begin to hear, and you can almost hear almost like whispers on the wind, the sounds of thousands of orc voices going, "Go ga mo ga go ga mo ga." And you can just sort of hear and feel the presence of the orc gods Gork and Mork in the modifications to this buggy.
This feels real good.
You've come out with flames on this bike that they definitely look real good, especially because when this bike goes real fast, it makes some deafeningly loud noise. It has what we call Gork's Rumbla, which means that you will hear this for several blocks if it gets up to
Excellent. I accidentally knocked the muffler off.
speed.
Accidentally?
Half of one, half dozen of the other. I think I maybe made my objective.
Oh, 100%. You absolutely customize some more gear.
Perfect.
Get you a third rat.
All right. And then we need to rendezvous with our
What's that word mean? Tinker asks.
meet back up.
Oh, yeah.
With our associates.
Right. You see him think about
What's
what
that word
means.
mean?
You see him thinking about what that word means for a second and then realize he does know that one.
Sure do.
I
Right.
think the hideout's gone though.
Tina, that is what I eloquently call a not me problem.
Right. Okay, we'll just drive around until we find them.
You just unceremoniously plant Remy in the passenger seat.
Gently plant Remy in the passenger seat. I need to retrieve the other unconscious person. Do you know what her name is, or?
Yes, it is whatever it is.
Layla? Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Layla. She's still unconscious.
It's still...
You walk into the doc's tent, and Layla is indeed still unconscious, but she has some new kit.
Oh,
Claire's gonna
excellent.
be mad.
On top of looking like genuinely some of her wounds have indeed been stitched up, sort of clumsily, but definitely effectively. So she's definitely looking slightly more intact, even if she's got some fancy new scars and staples in places. What looked like her right arm had been completely like snapped in half. So it's been chopped off. And in its place is a shooter.
Oh. She'll make good use of that.
She now has a gun for an arm.
Excellent. This could have been you, Remy.
A gun for an arm that won't work once she's too far away from an orc.
There's plenty of orcs on this planet.
You're never too far away from an orc.
No, we're like spiders.
We swallow 4,000 orcs a year.
Technically, they reproduce by fungi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
there
it's
are
possible.
spores.
Thank you for reaffirming my decision not to.
I think your fancy doctor isn't going to try and do that.
I have much more likelihood of strangling him out with my legs if he tries.
I did make some rolls for Doc Ribsnapper, and he did roll high enough to actually implant a functional gun.
Nice.
Like won't even have to not work around orcs.
Nice.
It's actually she just has a gun for an arm now.
Fast forward 5 years, and Leilana's like ruling the Undercity off of this story and how badass she looks now.
Can we leave?
Her street cred way up.
Right? Oh yeah.
Can we leave now?
I guess. Yeah.
You hop in the driver's seat. Garage door opens in front of you. You got the road ahead of you.
Ah, beautiful.
Do you just immediately gun the engine?
No, I look over at my injured passenger. He's been very annoying. And I go slowly.
What is slowly for an orc?
At first.
We do have a way to contact them, right?
Do you?
That is an out of character thing.
Your Vox phone survived the fall.
That's what I have somebody's contact number.
Yeah, you have phone info for at least some of them.
For who?
I know you have Aristarchus and Blair.
Aristarchus doesn't have a... Oh, no, wait. Yes, he does. That's right.
I'm contacting Blair.
That's fair.
So, at that, as the vehicle takes off and you start to try and get in contact with Blair, that's where we'll go ahead and take a break.
All right, those of you that are watching live, remember that when we take our break, you take yours. So get up, stretch, move around, do whatever you need to do. And also, please stay tuned for these commercial messages, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story.
A dinosaur
Dinosaur story.
Did y'all do that while I wasn't here?
No.
I'm
No.
disappointed.
So,
There's one advantage to you not. There's one advantage to you not being here, and that's that we can break your streak of that.
I mean, it's not. You didn't break my streak. You broke your streak.
We broke the
You-
stream streak, which is what matters.
We already broke Sen's streak. Sen had there was one
yeah.
of these where
Yeah, I already broke mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the next week you start a new streak, and then you
Exactly.
can break that one. And
Okay, fair.
it's a constant war.
I feel like we're getting into some Steiner math here.
We have weird goals here on Final Show Films.
We have goals here?
I'm just
My-
here, man.
My streak is worth 2/3 of your streak. Anyways,
yeah. So, with the other group, you are after Aristarchus had calculated the most ideal route to get to the Underhive floor, to get to the planet's surface. You are just getting off of the last of the lifts that brings you down to the very bottom of the construction that deposits you on the surface of this planet when Blair's Vox phone begins to go off with a hailing signal.
So wait,
yeah.
we're like on ground
What?
level right now?
Yes.
Aristarchus is taking a soil sample. He's never been on ground level before.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
You answer your
Oh,
Vox phone.
good.
And you answer your Vox phone, and you hear the screaming of an incredibly loud engine.
Hello.
Oh, good. You're alive. Guess what? So am I.
Good. You're alive. Where are you?
So,
Also,
Me?
gosh, what was her name? Layla.
Layla.
Is Layla with you? Is she alive?
Yes. She's unconscious. It's probably best that she's that way because I think yelling will begin at some point.
Okay.
Tina found us.
Uh-huh.
We went to Tina's place.
With the orcs.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Ow, 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 as we
Wait,
had
what?
bumps.
What about
Is
Oaks?
it-
You're fine.
Don't worry. Aristarchus, don't worry. I'm on the phone.
You shut up about whether I'm fine or not.
We're still talking.
Just fucking drive.
How are they just fine?
I'll go faster.
Aristarchus, please don't try
Did
to.
the orcs hurt you?
No.
Okay. The fall hurt you.
Yes.
Did
We
the
have to
orcs
talk
fix
when
you?
we get there. No, because I wouldn't let them.
Okay,
You'll
so-
understand when you see Layla.
What'd they do to
So-
Layla? What'd they do to Layla?
She'll live. So
No,
where are
no.
you?
Oh shit!
No,
Something
no,
happened
no.
to Layla.
Where are
What-
you?
No.
Which one's
What
Layla?
they do to Layla?
There's a fucking gun arm. Where
Layla's
are
the
you?
one that went down the hole.
Actually, like that.
I love the 3 different conversations happening right now.
Where are we right now?
You just got off a lift that leads onto the ground floor.
We just made it to the ground floor.
Are there
Would-
any landmarks around you currently?
An
Are there-
elevator.
Hard to say. As you look around, there's an upturned tank that looks like it's been buried under construction.
There's a tank buried under some construction. There's
Oh,
an
so
elevator
there
we
is.
just stepped out of. Airstock. Oh,
All right.
geez.
1 second.
Aristarchus,
Tina,
see
do
if
you
any
know
of that
where there's
salvageable.
you know where the elevator up that has the tank buried is?
Does that strike? Do I know where that is?
Just roll me a skills. Roll me a survival.
Survival? All right.
And 2.
Lorwell is going to go and stand bodyguard for Aristarchus while he
Nope.
manically looks at this tank.
Blair will mouth thank you to her.
Not.
Rat die.
You're not familiar with it.
Cool. Nope.
Great. Yeah, we don't know where that is.
Where are you?
Driving around.
Moving very quickly in a vehicle.
I can start
Where
making
are
noise.
we exactly right now? Yeah.
You're generally speaking doing a circle of this region of the ground floor of the underhive to sort of
I like the idea that
examining.
we're just doing donuts.
basically.
Just really
make
big
donuts.
ones.
Spot.
I feel like once you picked up the phone call, Tina was like, "Oh, well, we need to figure out where we're going, so I'm just gonna start driving in circles."
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drift here for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, at some point I am gonna do all sorts of stupid car things. It's gonna be great. I have the buggy now.
I'm going
Would
to
there have-
describe
go
the
ahead.
general area.
The other thing that you could do, because there is one very obvious landmark that is very new, is meet in the rubble.
I mean, yeah, assuming that we know where that is.
That one's impossible to miss. Like there is, you are near. Both of you are near enough to it that the significant section of Undercity that has collapsed and is now a heap is visible from everywhere.
Just go towards the smoke kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like from Blair. Blair, tell them that the collapsed rebel is on our right, and we're by an elevator, and eventually they'll circle around it to us.
All right. Sarah says the collapsed rebel is to our right, and we're by an elevator.
Great, go to the
I already
rubble.
told
We'll
you
meet
about the
you
elevator.
there.
All right.
Couple
Fuck you.
questions.
Try not to die on the way.
Would Aristarchus have had time and resources to try and repair his data slate at all on the way down?
Roll me a tech test.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be the value of the data slate.
Well, I'll roll and then I'll compare because I don't know what that is.
Probably
Hopefully it's not more than 7.
Didn't pay.
Data slate.
I just want to say there's a lot
Value
of
2. Yep, I think it's okay. So we fixed our data slate at least.
there's a lot of Starfinder specific audio like soundtracks in this Sirenscape, by the way.
Can he shift any of those for anything, or is it just
your
it's
DN
fixed
was
now?
2. Your DN was 2. You got 2 shifts.
Okay. What can I shift shit for?
You can shift one for an extra glory.
I'll do that.
You can also shift for doing it faster or doing it better.
I mean, if he can do it better,
Improve the data slate. Does that matter?
can I? Right? Let's see. Do. Can I like say I've
So your options
recalibrated?
are
Oh,
your
go ahead.
options are you can gain glory. Other than that, you can gain information, improve quality, or improve speed.
I'd like to improve the quality.
Okay.
I don't know if that would what that would look like mechanically, but he's basically streamlined and optimized his data slate. I guess we could figure out what that means.
I will say that you have
It's smaller, thinner. You took out the extra bits.
It's now also a comm unit.
I was about to say, I will say that you have incorporated it with your Vox unit, so
Okay.
that now you can not only can you just hold them both at once, but also you can now send data via Vox burst.
Ooh, nice. All right. I'll just say incorporated box system. And that will be my little reminder. And then, yeah, he'd like to look at this tank and see if there's anything either salvageable or if there's like an active machine spirit in here that he can talk to and be like, who are you? What did you last see? Where are you from? What kind of shit did you get up to before they turned you upside down and buried you in this rubble? Kind of thing.
Roll me a tech test.
Okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Just to see if I ignore a single complication.
And the humans call orcish technology weird.
And since I've got a combi tool, I ignore penalties if there were any.
Look, your people sing at things to grow them into weird and do like weirder things. I don't think.
And
ever
I
even
would like
talk.
to use my sacred machine oil to ignore a single complication involving Imperial technology.
Sounds good
in
to me.
this scene.
So with 5 successes, you learn that this. You know what? You only needed 3. Would you like to shift?
I'll shift for more information.
You get to ask me a question.
Okay.
Relating to this test.
What battle did this tank see its greatest victory in?
So as you look over it, you learn the immediate things that you learn is that this tank is beyond salvage. It has been wrecked beyond repair. Its reactor is dead. The machine spirit is long gone. But combing over its details, you find its name and a list of battle honors that have been etched into its hull. And it looks like this was once a Lehman Russ battle tank of the as I try and remember the planet of the Mordian Iron Guard. Which was a famous militarum regiment, most historically renowned for their battles on the world of Armageddon. But the Mordian Iron Guard were apparently part of the pacification of this world, and this tank survived Armageddon, one of the greatest war encounters in Imperial history with orcs and demons, and only to end up here, buried under rubble, turned upside down, forgotten.
Aristarchus is going to basically do whatever the 40K version of dropping a pin in Google Maps is on his data slate then. Because if he ever builds a chapel, he wants to come and take that hull section out and fix it in a place of honor.
You have marked the site of the grave of the Mordian Fist.
Awesome. Is that Mordin? Dian?
Dian, yeah.
Cool. All right. Looks like it's largely unsalvable there, Mum. But the old girl's got quite a record to it.
So junk.
What's the difference between junk and not salvageable?
Is all of the Aldori history discardable at this point?
I see your point.
Well, let's move to a...
No offense.
Let's move to a slightly more visible location so that we don't miss the sighting of the vehicle.
I'll keep an eye
Did
out
you
for
not
him.
hear the phone call? I am quite positive that not only us, but everything within a large radius will know when the vehicle is coming.
Hence moving to a more open area rather than to a place where they can crash and kill us.
Right. You moved to that area. That sounds excellent.
I did, to be fair, it might have been missed. I did explicitly say meet us at the
rubble. Yeah. Yep.
I will definitely follow them from a non-invisible distance.
Non-visible indeed.
So you all
question.
Yes.
Are Eldari active enough in the warp, or Drukhari active enough in the warp that I could sense their location with sinus?
We're not in the warp at all.
Oh, Drukhari aren't in the warp at all.
The Drukhari have withered their psychic presence to basically a husk.
Drukhari cannot be psychers. They are not present in the warp, because if they were, they would immediately be consumed.
So Eldar with the null, with the null.
No, they're not nulls. They just have burned out their psychic spark.
Gotcha.
Intentionally in a lot of cases.
So I wouldn't be able to sense their location with Sinisians.
Not really.
Okay. Gotcha. Right.
But
Move closer to the rebel.
yeah, you move over to the rebel, and like maybe a minute after you arrive there, you can immediately hear the growing roar of the buggy's engine.
That said, we don't show up until an hour later because that's how loud it is.
Yeah, no, as soon as we can hear it, Aristarchus will use his data slate and send a ping to Remy's Vox. And yeah, it'll probably ring, and there will just be a recorded, like, synthesized voice. We can hear you.
Thumbs up emoji.
The equivalent.
Aristarchus,
I feel like the
upgraded-
equivalent.
Okay.
I feel like the equivalent is middle finger.
I just want to see all of the Imperium emojis that are basically cartoon versions of the God Emperor's face in various expressions.
Yeah.
Either that or just a skull doing all of those expressions.
It's probably a skull, more likely. Yeah.
So,
Which, depending on your interpretation, could be the God Emperor's.
It's almost certainly a skull version of each of those emojis, and the thumbs up is almost certainly an Aquila, just like
Right.
an eagle talon.
Aristarchus, have you upgraded your data slate?
Well, when we had the burnout down by Cannon Square, I figured I might alter some of the interior components there, and yeah, basically, effectively, that's what we've done here, Mum.
When next you find yourself able to send a communique back towards Spire Top, let me know.
I'll check and see what frequencies I've got access to.
You don't have the range to reach that far out right now, unfortunately.
Right. Bit out of range right now, Mum, but I will absolutely alert you as soon as we're within.
If it becomes capable of even bouncing a message along through various relay points, that will also suffice.
Well, unfortunately, our immediate vicinity seems to be a bit sparse on the functional infrastructure front, but I'll keep that in mind.
And it's about a few minutes after that the buggy, the noise becomes deafening as the buggy arrives.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
It's a bit loud, isn't it?
As Gork's rumbler is in full effect, you hear an engine roar that sounds like a dinosaur.
yeah. I
I
want to kind
slam
of.
on the brakes. I go through the windshield.
I don't slam on the brakes. I'm gonna try and just sort of like do a like sideways drift and then turn and
good.
Yeah.
sort of,
Nice.
yeah, like dust.
drift yourself to a stop.
Uh-huh, exactly.
So there's a turn, and then the cloud of dust kicks up. The roaring becomes even louder as the visibility goes down.
And then
And then
I'll
a
cut
few
it
mom-
off.
Yeah, a few moments later, the roar dies down, and when the cloud of dust clears, there's the buggy parked.
I walk through.
God
Tina
damn it,
walks out of the dust cloud.
Aristarchus lowers his hands, and so there are these two, like, palm-shaped portions on his face that look like normal, and the rest of it's just dirt.
Azara's had tipped the hat down so that it protected her face, and then just lifts it back up.
Garrison, you might have been following at a safe distance, but there's no safe distance from that dust cloud. His visor goes down.
Yeah.
And then I guess I go back and pick up.
Remy, you are looking a right dear Omnissiah, what'd they do to Liana?
Layla. Hey,
Layla.
Get a name
I'm
right.
terrible. Sorry, Ms. Blair. I'm terrible at names.
That's-
Yeah, Layla looks like a patchwork. Like there's a bunch of injuries that she has that have been stapled shut with big staples, but she's intact. Like
How professionally offended is Aristarchus at this point?
Roll me Medicaid.
Okay.
Extremely.
Yes.
Wow. One.
The phrase
Yes, you did
"crude
roll
but
lots of
effective."
ones.
The phrase "crude but effective" comes to mind. You get the sense that had this medical work not been done, her life would have been in significant danger. She might have
Right.
expired before having
Mhm.
actually met you. However, she's going to have a lot of scars when those heal. Also, her right arm has been replaced with a gun from the elbow down.
That's a bleeding.
I don't
Pistol.
think the medical observation was needed for that one.
What kind of gun?
It would be classified as a big shooter by orc standards, so it looks like a Browning M2, just on her elbow.
Jesus
Ah,
Christ.
So
Yeah,
she
that's
got
not
the,
gonna rip her arm completely
she
off.
got the she got the
recoil.
she got the Dine special is what you're saying.
Yeah, she got the Dine gun. Yeah.
He's
Doc
gonna need
fixed
it.
her up.
Ow, ow, ow.
Remy, let me
As
take a
you
look at
each
you.
step.
Remy, sit your ass down.
Blair
I'm
will
not
step-
moving under my own power. Tell the orc to put me down.
I'll
Tina.
set him down.
If you'd be so kind as to place our injured friend in a recumbent position.
Sure, I set him down in the dirt.
I'll walk over with Aristarchus and sort of crouch down while Aristarchus gets to work. So, Remy, how are you doing?
There's just a glare.
The face is completely passive.
Uh-huh. You
Well-
know me, just doing great.
Well, I was going to ask you for potential locations for hideouts for the traitor guardsmen that we're hunting now, but it seems like you might have led us directly to it, so thank you for the good work.
Right. Glad to be of fucking service. So yeah, once everything stops hurting,
So yeah,
I've got some details for you.
Aristarchus, you're able to apply some plasticine bandages that'll bind most of the wounds, as well as cast most of the bones that are fractured so that they can heal
Mhm.
properly.
Yep.
It'll be some time.
I should ask, how many wounds do I have currently?
I wasn't bothering to do the math, so
All
we'll
of
say
them.
we'll say that you currently have one wound
Okay,
available.
dope.
So
It's
one,
gonna- it's
one
go-
wound left.
It's gonna take a while for things to fully heal, but you are also able to administer some significant pain suppressants that
Yeah.
will at least
Mhm.
allow Remy to function.
Would would this give Remy either a traumatic or memorable injury?
Traumatic injury, no, but I will say, yeah, it probably qualifies for a memorable injury. 1 second.
Would you stop trying to fuck up my character?
They're game mechanics.
No.
It's not my fault there are game mechanics for this.
Look, this is legitimately the one game we've ever done where I do not have a backup character.
We're playing Warhammer.
So-
Make a backup.
Because
Well,
I
it's 'cause-
don't know this goddamn system.
No,
That's fair.
No,
That's fair.
I don't know this system or this setting. I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
just keep going through your list of genre characters. It's okay. We can keep doing.
You just have sort of a there's a notable burn scar that's probably not going to heal right. You're probably going to have like a slight discoloration patch
Okay.
from where your leg was pressed against a bit of sparking metal.
All right.
If you've got a memorable injury, though, you can use it to get a +1 bonus die on intimidation tests.
There you go.
The good thing my character is such an expert in being intimidating in this world. So yeah, once I get
Yeah, you're the pain is going away. It's going to take a while to fully heal.
Are we going somewhere, or are we just having these conversations and fixing shit in the middle of the street?
Well, it seems
It's not
like
really a street.
Oh, in lieu of actual medical facilities, it's better to treat the injuries as quickly as possible, generally.
No, absolutely.
I don't know if you'd like him to perform surgery on an elevator, so...
No, this is fine.
Yeah.
I'm just not
since
sure if
I
we
was
want-
12.
That's
Good
a
for that.
story.
I'm just not sure if we want to have conversations about what we're up to in the public.
I look around. Is there anybody around, or did they all flee from the rubble?
Yeah, so
Gangrene's hiding around here somewhere.
this is the like base of the city. It is the lowest population section of the hive city, because there's no sunlight, no resources, just the bare earth and steel, and there's the presence of an orc hive. There's not a lot down here. You are, and with the collapse of the support structures, what few scabs and mutants might have been living in this vicinity, I've cleared out, at least for the moment.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So in response to that, to look around, I believe our only company at the moment is Ghosts, Debris, and Tina's orc friends off in the distance. So we're pretty as much isolated as we can be.
Can Aristarchus try and make like a tactical analysis or something of, all right, so they blew up part of the hive city, but it's it's almost sort of a lowest priority tier of the hive city. What are they trying to accomplish by doing so? Or was it just to cause some middling damage higher up and apparently have an effect that way? Because as far as Aristarchus can see right now, this is equivalently the parallel of, setting off a bomb, in a farm field rather than actually at a target, per se.
Sort of. Roll me investigation.
Okay.
I'll say, let me put it this differently. We should go
God.
somewhere else.
I'm spending a wrath.
You reroll everything except the complication.
All right, 3 successes and a complication.
Roll me a d6.
Okay.
Well, once
Or your
you're
It's a 2.
mobile, we'll head back to the elevators and ascend.
Awesome.
Complication. Physical mishap. You're clumsy or tongue-tied. You do or say something you didn't mean to, causing a problem. So, as you sort of think about it, you lean over and just sort of like lean on a piece of standing rubble.
Yeah.
And as you do, it tips. And
shit.
leans and clashes into the ground. It kicks up another cloud of dust.
And launches something big and heavy right into my chest.
And Remy's
All
dead.
rock.
Where did that harpoon come from?
I would be down for that, to be honest.
Just
The harpoon
random.
hits, and then the rope goes taut, and Remy just goes.
I just get launched somewhere in the city.
Somebody's spearfishing.
3 weeks later, we find Remy's corpse like speared into the side of a skyscraper.
Even better, I just launch, and somehow I have like half a wound left, and I'm stuck somewhere. Guys!
Remy Prometheus.
So you realize 2 things in this moment. One, as the dust settles, you realize that if the forces of chaos are here to upset the balance of the Imperium, while they might not be able to strike at anything major in the upper city, this level of destruction in the Underhive causes a level of distrust and upset. And it's not like the Undercity can look to the Upper Hive for help. So who are they going to turn to? Whoever walks up and says, I can lend a helping hand. Whoever that might be. And the second thing you realize that maybe this area isn't completely devoid of activity, as you hear scrabbling movement in being alerted and drawn after the collapse of that girder that you just leaned over on. It sounds like several things, and they don't sound human.
I think we've got incoming.
There's just the sound of a hammer being clicked back as the hand cannon comes out. Well, we'll get to the elevators once you're mobile and once whatever's coming to kill us is no longer doing so.
How big is this buggy? Could
about
all of
just
us fit in it?
It can fit 3 orcs, so it can probably fit Tina and like 4 of you.
Okay, so we'd still be shy a couple seats. We couldn't all immediately evac in this buggy.
Right.
Dang it. I am not leaving this buggy.
Is that buggy going to fit in a? I mean, I imagine it would, but a lift going up.
Like a freight elevator? Is it a freight
If
elevator?
you find the right elevator, the one you came down, probably not, but there's a different
Okay.
one nearby,
Yeah.
probably.
Cool. Cool.
So we can take it with us, but first we need to survive.
All right.
Let's put the injured ones in the box.
Just
Points at
go
Buggy.
instead of getting into a fight.
I'm sorry, have you met your chauffeur?
You start to hear barking noises.
Yep, I'm gonna unless like there is active surgery going on, I'm going to lift Remy and Layla back into the buggy so that they are protected and turn and look and figure out where this is coming from because a fight's gonna happen soon.
Aristarchus pulls out his gun.
Yeah, I believe the conversation happened after I got stabilized, right?
Yeah.
We can
Mhm.
move
Okay.
if we want to.
Tina really wants to get into a
I
fight.
understand that. I'm just
So you're gonna have
I was gonna say, and I'm pretty sure Tina's the only one who can drive this thing specifically.
to.
Is there?
but yeah.
There's a gun on the vehicle, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is a big shooter on the buggy.
Seeing
Yeah.
that, Saris actually just walks over and hops up onto whatever gunnery position there is on this vehicle and tries to see if she can get it ready to fire.
I mean, even if orc machinery doesn't make sense, it's dead simple to use. There's a
There's a
big
button.
trigger.
Yep, you press the button.
Yep.
Point and click.
So yeah, she actually holsters the hand cannon and gets up on the thing and waits for whatever is coming to get into view.
So, pouring over rocks, you see a unique assortment of beasts that have made the Underhive and the ground level specifically their home. You see wild dogs, driven hungry and rabid, and seemingly racked by mutation. Their bodies seem to be ridden with unique growths and tendrils that mark them as not normal in the sense of things. And stomping behind them, as if chasing them towards you, comes one of the largest, most dangerous-looking bestial threats that any of you have potentially seen. As
I've seen worse.
as a massive chitinous beast, hulking, lumbering, as if a walking dreadnought of chitin with long mandibles and massive claws with burning red eyes and faint, like ocean blue chitinous plates lumbers into view. Aristarchus, roll me a scholar test.
Okay.
Can I also do that?
Sure.
Did
I'm
you
spending
know
my
what it
last
is?
wrath.
You can also roll
You're
me scholar
got it.
if you want.
Yep.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go, Saris.
I think I'm gonna well.
with 2, 5 with 2 exalted icons.
Wait, why did it go? Something's wrong with my dice, because that was not nearly as many dice as it should have been. I don't think. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's correct.
So Blair, Garrison, and Saris all realize the dogs are one thing. But you should probably run because none of you think you have big enough guns to deal with an amble.
You.
I don't know what that is. Tina's excited.
I'm
How
not
well
rolling because
do ambles
nothing will
respond
change
to
what I would say.
splinter weapons?
Their hide is made of armor. Splinter weapons have a tough time getting through. The venom works fine, but ambles respond to pain by increasing
So,
aggression.
In response to seeing that, on second thought, everyone pile into this vehicle as tight as you can. Tina, we need to leave. We will have the fight, but on the move.
Tina, the only thing better than a fight is a driving fight.
Okay. All right. I'll go with it. Sure. We're gonna
I like
go
to live
fast
to see
now.
another day.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
no.
Scramble!
Remy, remember how before we were going really slow? Now we're not going to.
Oh no.
I'm gonna start.
Orwell is just grabbing people and
What?
throwing them into the back.
Garrison is going to demonstrate one of the uses of all the Drukari hooks. And I'm
Just
going to
hook-
ride this vehicle like a Drukari was meant to.
It's like stick a hook into a bar and just ride on the side of it with a gun.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, we will begin our first chase sequence, and I am so excited. Next week.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye! We're all gonna die.
Goodbye.